can either read online Divine Revelation of Hell by Mary Kay Baxter, or you can listen to it in an MP3 format. There's also 23 minutes in Hell. There's an audio there. That's a pretty good audio in itself. It's only about 23 minutes long. And they talk, there's people who have experienced and have seen Hell. And I don't know fully about all this Mary Kay Baxter stuff. But I did find that it was very revealing. I have some problems with some of the things, but either way, even if it was the Lord or it wasn't, in a lot of regard, I do believe it was, and that he gave her a tour. Either way, she got a tour. She got a tour. And she'll tell you what she saw. And it's eye-opening. It's eye-opening. I think a lot of you will be shocked. And I encourage you to buy the book itself. It's a lot different than just reading it online. It's just the impact of reading it page by page in her book is just something else. And I believe you can get a brand new one for like $10 at Amazon.com. And I don't know, WarfareSaint.com. I have that one tape. I think I transferred that over to SherryShriner.com too, where you can hear the sounds of hell, where you can hear the men that were digging for oil or whatever it was in Russia. And they stumbled. They dug so deep down into the earth, they started hearing screams, and what they described as the sounds of millions of screams from inside the earth. And so I have this tape on my website, so you can go there and read it, or listen to it, at SherryShriner.com, and my Revelations link, and also at WarfareSaint.com, on my page, The Truth About Hell. Some of the scriptures I wanted to give you about it, in Matthew 13:42, Jesus says, "And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth," this being those who reject him. In Matthew 25:41, Jesus says, "Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire." He's not sending these places to a resort where they can think about their bad deeds and then come back and try to do it right. His judgment is final. Revelation 20:15, "And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." When you accept him, your name is written in the book of life. So if your name is not in this book, you will be cast into a lake of fire. The Bible gives the location of hell. Hell being in the center of the earth. Mary Kay Baxter will also tell you the same thing. That hell was being in the center of the earth. In number 16, the Bible gives an account of people falling into hell alive. When the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods, they and all that appertained to them, went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them. Numbers 16, 32, 33, into the pit. Talks clearly of hell, the earth opening up and swallowing Korah and his men. And that was the first time that hell was actually lit with flame, because it had originally been prepared for Satan and his followers, for Satan and his angels. And when Korah and his followers were swallowed up in, by the earth into hell, was the first time that you will find flame and fire being associated with it. In Mark 9:46, what he says about hell, "Their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched." And worm being another word for soul, where the soul dieth not, and the fire is not quenched, is not put out. Revelation 14:10 talks about being tormented with fire and brimstone. And Job 18 describes hell as a place for them that knoweth not God. There's various verses throughout the Bible. Amos 9:2 refers to them digging into hell. And so hell's a real place. It's a place of torment. If you're in hell, you'll see hell, you'll smell hell, you'll breathe hell, you'll hear hell, you'll feel hell. and you won't be able to get out of hell. You're stuck there forever. And so you have to make a choice, folks. You have to make a choice. Who are you going to follow, Jesus or Satan, Yahushua or Satan? It's heaven or hell. You know, when you die, which could be now, could be tomorrow, you're going to go instantly to eternity. And eternity just means from now on, you're never going to come back on earth as a human. You're going to live forever in one or two places, in heaven or hell. And hell being a place of torment, and a place of crying where they're screaming and they're in torment. And, you know, people think of wailing and gnashing of teeth. That's torment. That's screaming and crying. That's being in so much pain that your teeth are gnashing. And that's what hell is. You know, there's no way out of hell. There's no hope out of hell. There's no second chance out of hell. You're either found to be one of the Lord's or you're not. You're either one of His or you're not. It's an eternal damnation. Some people say, well, it's not eternal. It's not forever. The Bible talks about it being forever. It's in Mark 3:29 talks about eternal damnation. Damnation of hell also in Matthew 23. It's referred to as a furnace of fire. Tormented in flames, place of torment, out of darkness, everlasting punishment. You know, everlasting and eternal are just terms that mean forever. You know, and there's no second chances, folks. There's no second chance to get it right. You know, so many people today are just so nonchalant in their daily lives. They don't think about death until somebody that they know dies, or then they experience something that brings them close to the point of death. And so that's what, you know, so many people are going to be dying in the coming months, the coming years, with all of these natural, destructions that are coming on Earth. Persecutions, catastrophes, one right after the other, hurricanes, earthquakes, typhoons, volcanoes blowing, wars, chemical attacks, nuclear attacks, chemtrail poisoning. There's just so many things coming out the windows over the next year or two, 3. Well, there are a lot of people, you know, the Bible says that when the Lord returns, only a third of the world's population is going to be left when He comes. So before even Satan gets to finish his rule, 2/3 of the world's population is going to be dead. That's billions of people, folks. If we've got 6-7 billion now, you got to think about 5 billion are going to be dead to even by the time the Lord even does return to the earth. And so it's 5 billion people that didn't plan on dying that day. That's 5 billion people that are going to instantly be put into eternity, where they're instantly going to be taken to heaven or taken to hell. Either you're one of the Lord's or you're not. And if you're sitting on the fence, guess what? He's going to get a ride to hell, free ride to hell, because the Lord will cast all those who are lukewarm out of His mouth. He doesn't claim them. And that's what the Lord has said so many times, that only 10% of those who actually call Him by His name are actually His. And who are those 10%? They're the 10% that are actively seeking Him. Actively seeking Him. You know, just not in their daily robotic routine Sunday lives, where they're followers of His every Sunday, and then the rest of the week they're off to their own games, they're off to their own lives. Those who are actively seeking Him daily, to be led by Him, to be taught by Him, those who speak to Him, build a relationship with Him daily, those are His. Those are His people. And so 10% of the actual church numbers today are those who truly seek Him, who are truly even considered as His. And so out of 5 billion people, you're looking at 10% that will make it to heaven. And that's why He says the road to heaven is narrow, and there's few who find it. And so that's why I just wanted to spend tonight talking about this. Hopefully wake a few fence sitters up, make people think, but where will you spend eternity when and if you die? Anyway, we'll see you next week, next Monday night, 8 o'clock. I'll be here. We'll see you then. Have a good week, everybody. God bless.